All right, let's dive into a really fascinating and honestly completely counterintuitive psychological trick for getting people to like you. And it comes straight from one of the most brilliant minds in history.
I mean, it's a question we all ask ourselves, right? We all want to connect with people, to build that rapport. But what if the way we've been told to do it is, well, completely backwards? Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, because it just flips the whole script. The common belief is, do nice things for people, be helpful. But Ben Franklin's secret? Ask them to do a favor for you. I know, it sounds totally wrong, but trust me, there's some incredible psychology going on here.
So, let's pull back the curtain on this surprising social secret and figure out exactly how asking for a little bit of help can be one of the best tools you have for building relationships.
Here is the absolute core of the idea. When you do a favor for someone, it's not just about them. The simple act of helping actually changes your brain. It literally reshapes how you see the person you just helped, making you feel more positive, more connected to them.
And yep, there's a name for it, the Benjamin Franklin effect. And this isn't just a quirky idea, it's a real documented phenomenon. You are actually more likely to help someone again if you've already helped them, even more so than if they'd done a favor for you. It's wild.
But where in the world did this idea come from? We got to go back to the source, the origin story, and see how Ben Franklin himself stumbled upon this while dealing with a pretty nasty political rival.
So picture this. It's the Pennsylvania legislature. Benjamin Franklin is a major player, but he's got this one adversary. And we're not talking about a friendly disagreement here. This guy was wealthy, he was influential, and he really did not like Franklin. It was a problem.
So instead of trying to win him over with favors, Franklin does something totally unexpected. First, the request. He hears his rival has this super rare, interesting book in his library, and he asks to borrow it. Second, the response. The rival is actually flattered that Franklin respects his taste, so he sends it right over. Third, the return. Franklin sends it back just a week later with a note, sincerely thanking him. And finally, the result. The next time they saw each other, the rival went out of his way to speak to Franklin, and from that day on, they were friends for life.
And this experience led Franklin to this perfect conclusion in his autobiography. It's such a powerful observation. The person who has done you a kindness is more prepared to do you another one than the person you've done a favor for. It's just a masterclass in human nature.
Okay, so that's the what. We know the story. But why? Why on earth does this work so well? Let's get into the science of it, because it's all about a mental conflict that this simple favor creates and then resolves.
I mean, really, what was going on inside that rival's head? He thinks, I don't like Franklin, but he also just did something nice for him. How does the brain make sense of that?
Well, the answer is a hugely important concept in psychology called cognitive dissonance. You've probably felt it. It's that antsy, uncomfortable feeling you get when your actions don't match your beliefs. Our brains absolutely hate being inconsistent.
So it triggers this little three-step process in our brains. First, you've got the conflict. The action, I just lent Franklin a book, clashes with the attitude, I can't stand that guy. Second, that creates discomfort, that dissonance. The brain is scrambling, thinking, wait, why would I do something nice for someone I dislike? And third, the resolution. Since you can't take back the action of lending the book, the easiest thing to change is the attitude. So the brain quietly concludes, you know what, I guess I must actually like Franklin.
And that is the secret sauce right there. Our brains are hardwired to seek out consistency. And to do that, our actions can literally reshape our feelings just so we can justify what we've already done. An action changed an emotion. It's amazing. So this is more than just a cool historical story. It is a practical tool, something you can actually use in your own life, like today. So let's talk about how to do it.
Now, there is one golden rule here, and it's super important. The favor has to be small. It has to be polite, something easy for them to do. You're not trying to be a burden. You're just trying to give them a very low-stakes opportunity to be kind to you.
So what does this look like in the real world? Well, at work, maybe you've got that one colleague who's a little frosty. Instead of trying to win them over, ask for their expert opinion on one small part of your project. In your personal life, you could ask an acquaintance to borrow, say, a screwdriver, or for their advice on that amazing soup recipe they make. The impact is the same. It sends a powerful message. I value your expertise. I trust you. And that makes people feel good. And, you guessed it, fosters a connection.
So maybe the big takeaway here is that we should stop trying so hard to impress people all the time. Instead, maybe we should just understand this simple, powerful need for human consistency and let other people invest in us just one tiny favor at a time.
It's a simple idea, but it can be a total game changer, and it all started with a borrowed book. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Who in your life could you ask for a small favor this week?